Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the Meteor, do a little bit of talking about it. I normally don't cover the ships like this. I like to cover them in-game, but being that this one's just released and it's probably not something that I'm personally going to pick up, I thought it was funny of how they discussed this ship and how they went about it, because there's just so much missing in the game, and just to say certain things about a ship, and we're so far away from 1.0. It's just funny how they go about the marketing, right? So really what I want to do is just play this video. If you haven't seen it yet, the design of the ship is actually pretty cool. I like the look of it and stuff, but the playability, it's just probably something that I'm not going to personally use, but I know there's a lot of people out there who are kind of excited about it. So let's take a look at the new Robert Space Industries Meteor.
The Meteor is, at its core, a medium fighter you can spend your time on, you can live on it. It's got everything you'd need to live out in space.
Take off.
And that's the first thing, right, guys, is that he's saying it's everything you need to live out in space, but we're like missing like so much of the game. We don't have base building, we don't have crafting. I mean, I guess in the sense that you can take some food and drink with you and you can just live out there, I guess that's probably true. But for the things that you're going to want to be able to do, to be able to actually do things in the ship besides just combat, right? But it is a fighter, it is a medium fighter, so if you're going to fight and then just live on the ship and fight and live on the ship, I guess it is kind of an accurate statement.
What did you first think when you heard we were taking the Mantis chassis and making a new fighter?
The Mantis is a wonderful ship. I just like fighters more.
I was excited because the Mantis is quite a well-known ship.
We want to give justice to the Mantis, but we also want to make it more aggressive, more sleek, and I think we got to it.
Starting with the front, first thing that you're going.
That really is a beautiful ship, guys, and they're about to get into this, but those two size 5 bespoke weapons, which, you know, the way they even take size 5s and are able to adjust the size 5's power, just because it's a size 5 doesn't mean it's going to be the best weapon in the world. It should be, you know, very noticeable over like a size 4, but you can actually see right here, you've got the 4 weapons, so you've got a total of 6 weapons on the front of a ship that is the size of the Mantis. So it should be, in theory, be able to hit pretty hard, but we know how they kind of balance ships and nerf things here and there to make one ship do something different than the other. So until this ship comes out, we start getting to fly it, we see what they're going to nerf, because they nerf every ship that comes out.
To notice on this bad boy is the 2 bespoke size 5 ballistic cannons that we ended up adding.
They're massive guns, and who doesn't like massive guns?
If you've never used a cannon before, they'll be very low rate of fire, but the amount of damage that you're going to do when you hit is absolutely insane. Repeaters, you're going bam, 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 bam. Gatling is just brrrr. Cannons are bam, 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 bam.
Enemy down.
Devastating in the hands of a skilled pilot.
As you come around, you can see the similarities between the Polaris and the Meteor. It's like you took a Mantis exterior and then asked the person who made the Polaris exterior to find a middle ground.
When I was working on this, I took like a lot of inspiration from the Polaris. I worked on the exterior of that ship for a long time, so I think it's absolutely ingrained in my mind. Although the RSI style of what was back then and what it is now is different, and so there was like this balance that I had to hit.
Underneath, we have a size 4 hardpoint that can fit on size 4 rack, single S4 missiles. You can swap those down to 2 size 3s, 4 size 2s, or 8 size 1s.
The way the hatches open at the bottom and that whole new like lower section, it kind of like fattens it up a bit, and it just looks a little bit more aggressive, which to me is never.
That lower section does look pretty cool, the way it opens up and fires, and it does have, you know, you can fit a decent variety of missiles on that thing, so that would be pretty cool to have some like rattlers.
A bad thing.
Interior, as soon as you end up going up the ramp that's had a nice little lighting effect added for it, you'll go in and see that the inside has been completely remodeled from the old Mantis interior.
This is the part that's kind of interesting with the ships, right? It just always seems, and I always see this comment on like every ship that like has been coming out lately. It's just like that the interiors have so much wasted space. And I do think that's a key thing, right? I wish they would do a little more with it. But, I mean, in theory, that's how spaceships probably would have been. You know, they make them spacious for the hull and for to be able to do different things inside of it, the room itself to not feel so cramped. So I kind of get it, but I wish they had more functionality inside the ship. Like for example, they're about to show something here, and I really wish they would have extended that. I wish it would have been a little bit wider, a little bit bigger. There's still plenty of space for it, so it's interesting that they kept it as small as they did. But let's get to that.
The Zeus did so much for bringing that interior design language for RSI forward. Thank you, Montreal team. It's a lot sleeker now. There's these really clear blue lines that run through the core of the ship. They go up the walls, onto the ceiling. They frame the parts of your room. You've got nice floor mats as well. It just feels more cohesive. So the cockpit is all framing your eye towards that massive glass canopy that you're familiar with on the Mantis. We've taken the Zeus seat to another level, improving the back-end workflow of how we use it, which is going to improve all RSI ships going forward.
Turning around from the seat, you can catch really quick that we do have a button. And when you press that, you will have a weapon rack that's coming out of the floor.
There's a scene in John Wick where he hits the floor with a sledgehammer to reveal all of his guns and the stash. And we were like, we can't do that, but we could.
Yeah, this is the part I was talking about, guys. I wish this was I wish it was. I just wish it was bigger. I wish like on the two end caps or something they had like two like spaces for two like larger weapons like standing up, like rail guns or something like that. I thought it would have been really cool, a little bit more useful as a combat ship, so a combat / kind of like gearing up for ground, not necessarily like a drop ship, but gearing up for your ground forces. I just wish it just seems like a small box for how much space is in that interior. But let me know what you think on that. Maybe I'm a little off base on that.
Make kind of a secret button on the bulkhead that pops out the floor. So every ship I work on, I make sure to put some kind of inspection sticker on that lists the designers and artists that worked on it. And for this ship, we've added someone else.
Someone else?
Yeah, okay, let me read you that.
No, I'll be someone else.
The paints on this one were fun to do. We wanted to kind of get that iridescence going, and I feel like we covered a wide spectrum of tastes.
The default we ended up changing out for our darker paint tone. This way you'll be a little bit stealthier. I think it looks really cool. We have our red one, our gold one, teal one, and then probably my personal favorite, our disco livery.
You're trying to bring the ship to a new level.
I don't know, guys. That black and gold is looking like up my alley. I'm not so sure about this disco. I do like the multiple colors on it, but man, that black and gold. There's just something about that black and gold stuff that they do. It just looks so sleek, especially on a ship like this, with where it's not just flat surfaces, where it's got lots of surfaces at different level.
It's also paying homage to what it was, and it was a really unique challenge that I really appreciated getting the chance to work on.
Who is this ship for?
It's for Jared.
It's not for me. Might be for people like me. Who's this ship for?
For people who likes to look cool and play cool.
For people who want to have a daily flyer that packs a huge punch.
This should be for me. That's it.
It's for your militaristic fighter that just wants that ship they're never going to stop driving.
Who is this ship for?
John Wick.
That's pretty epic that they made this character. I do love that they do these trailers like this. It looks really good. You have to admit, that looks pretty cool. But there it is, guys. It's coming in 4.2.1, so we'll have it. So, what do you guys think about this Meteor? It feels like it's a filler ship to me. And what do I mean by a filler ship? I mean that the filler ship as in, it's mid-year, they need to keep the income coming in, they need to put something out, and it just feels like, okay, they already had a Mantis, it's an easy chassis, it's kind of like a little bit smaller of a ship, we should be able to push this out, let's throw some big guns on it, people like big guns, and if it has really big guns, it'll sell, and then we can just nerf it down later to balance it out, and that's literally what it feels like to me. I'm not saying the ship doesn't look cool, it looks epic. will it have the same problem as like the Mantis does, where when the engine gets blown off, kind of like on the Cutlasses, you know, you're kind of just done? Are they going to kind of fix that issue? Because I think it's a big issue. We don't know, but hopefully it flies a little bit better than the Mantis itself, or maybe the Mantis itself will get a lot of the upgrades that this Meteor has. We don't know about that. But yeah, guys, that's kind of it for this video. I just wanted to go over it and show you my thoughts on it. I think it's a cool ship, but I think it's a filler ship. It's not something I'm gonna fly. There's a lot of ships out there right now. We have a lot to choose from. You know, they just released the QI, which I still haven't flown. Other than, you know, borrowing people's. I don't have one in game or anything like that, or I didn't pledge one, but it was a pretty cool ship. I did not like that they removed the interior from the, you know, the original one that has the size 5s, and they went down to 4 size 3s. I don't know. It wasn't my thing. I wish they would have kept it like, I wish they would have balanced them a little better, because I think the interior, the smaller interior, is what really did it for that ship and being able to like bed log and stuff. And I feel like the more military version should have at least kept that, and they figured out a different way to balance it or make it a little bit less. But that's just my thoughts on that ship. But yeah, you know, here we have it. We have the Meteor. Let's see how it goes when we get it in game and see how it flies. But yeah, what do you guys think about it? Is it something you're going to pick up? Leave a comment. Let me know. As always, guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by the channel. We're going to try to do more informational kind of stuff here. But as always, if you love the gameplay and you like seeing salvage and stuff like this is definitely a place you want to be. I'd love doing salvage and, you know, showing you guys how I'm making really good money and things like that. And what's working, what's not. I will always tell you the goods and the bads. So, yeah, thanks for the support. And I'll see you on the next video.